What's going on YouTube? Diggy546. Week 2, another frustrating loss. This one was more frustrating than last week. Um, Not as demoralizing as last week because we got torn apart last week. But just like my first reaction to this, I'm sure some people are going to look at this and say if Malik catches it, we win. Probably. If he catches that ball, we win. But that's just a little bit of character development. That's a little bit of character development. He's a rookie. He drops the ball where he should have caught, but he's going to be back next week. Malik Nabers, let me pull up the stats for Malik Nabers before people try to pile on, because the only reason we're in this game is because of Malik Nabers, and it's not like he's a vet. So I'm not holding this against him. So Malik Nabers, 18 targets, 10 catches, 127 yards and a touchdown. Made some yards after the catch multiple times. Your quarterback only had 178 yards and you got 127 of them. I think that's a pretty good day. Now, should he have caught that 100%? Hit his hands. Nice throw from Daniel Jones. Escaped the pocket. Hit the guy on third down. That should have been a game-winning drive for Daniel Jones. But guess what? Daniel Jones has messed up game-winning drives for receivers too. And this isn't even going to be me talking about Daniel Jones. I expected him to play better, which he did today. Still had some issues, but I expected him to play better today. He played well, and he definitely played well enough to win the game. He barely was out there, and because I'm sure you all smell it. I'm sure you all smell it coming down the street. It's turning the corner, it's walking towards you, and you're starting to smell it. You're starting to taste it in the back of your mouth. What I want to talk about is the defense. This defense against Shane Bowen. I mean, not against Shane Bowen. This defense against a rookie quarterback who I respect, of course. And this is like, I'm almost having a love affair with the Commanders at this point because I got Jaden Daniels as an LSU Tiger on the Commanders. So I'm rooting for him, but I'm not rooting for him. But anyway, him in his second game in an offense where they were throwing this ball behind the line of scrimmage the entire first half. They were not challenging down the field at all. And when they stopped doing that, they were throwing the same crosser. The same one-on-one crosser across the middle of the field. They ran over and over and over and behind the line of scrimmage and just running the ball. So Shane Bowen allowed 215 rushing yards, 210 passing yards, sacked the quarterback, what 5 or 6 times? The quietest 5 sacks I've ever seen, because every time they sacked the quarterback, they gave up a screen or a short pass or a run. They got them back in a good field position. Not one punt was forced today. Let's see. The Giants punted. Did we punt? We did punt. I'm not understanding why they're not showing the punt stats here in this app. But the Giants punted, I think, twice today? They punted once, and maybe another one was not fielded. But I think they punted once or twice today. So it's not like either defense really showed up, but the Giants' defense was on the field for so long. It's not even like you can say, oh, because the offense wasn't sustaining drives. We didn't really play that bad on offense. The defense was on the field for so long, they tired themselves out. They got the offense out of rhythm. It just was bad. Shane Bowen, I mean, first off, I'm looking at him before I look at anybody else for us losing this game. No adjustments made. The Commanders tripping all over themselves, penalty after penalty, offsides, false starts after false starts, and you can't find a way to get that team to punt one time. How many times is this Commanders offense going to score 30 points this year? And this isn't me putting them down, just being realistic. How many times is this Commanders offense with Terry McLaurin and the crew, because the other wide receivers are pretty much non-existent for now, with Jaden Daniels pretty much having to do it himself? How many times do you expect this Commanders offense to not punt, or punt one time in the game even? I don't expect this to happen one more time this season. And Shane Bowen allows this to go on? Really? You allow this to go on? Let's look at time of possession. The Commanders ran 18 more plays than us. They held the ball for 37 minutes. The Giants held the ball for 22. The Commanders put up over 420 yards of offense. They had 22 first downs. And this shows you that the offense wasn't the problem. And I'm going to tell you why the offense wasn't the problem. Because when you look at first downs, the Commanders had 22 first downs. But the Giants had 19 first downs. We only had three less first downs than them with with 15 less minutes. So this game is on Shane Bowen first. The next person I want to look at is I don't know who's responsible for this. I don't know if it's the head coach. I don't know if it's the GM. I don't know if it's both. But the fact that Graham Gano had a groin injury before this game, and we just roll into it with the kicker with the groin injury. We're just going to roll into this game by not signing another kicker and having him ready to go in case Graham Gano aggravates the hamstring or aggravates the groin, God forbid. We don't sign another guy. We don't come into this game prepared. And you're thinking, okay, maybe they feel confident that Jamie Gillen can kick some field goals. Well, guess what? He missed an extra point. And they didn't let him kick another field goal to the rest of the day. And if Jamie Gillen can kick field goals, or no, if he can kick the ball off and you feel good about that, which he did kind of mess up because the kick was out of his own. But at the very least, you think that your punter can kick the ball off. If he can do that, why not save the kickoffs for your punter and allow your kicker, the guy that you need the most to score points, allow him to just come in and kick field goals and nothing else? Why not do that? But instead, we're kicking the ball deep. We're letting Gano go out there and let it all hang out. Gano is trying to chase down a guy that he was never going to catch, and he re-aggravates the groin, and he's out for the game. So what are we doing here as far as an organizational perspective? Because why didn't we have another kicker ready to go? Because let's do some math here. If the New York Football Giants make 1 extra point, 2 extra point, 3 extra points, that puts us to 21. This is a tie game. The Commanders have to score a touchdown to win this game, which they couldn't do the entire game. We couldn't stop them. We couldn't make them punt the entire game. But they also, for some reason, couldn't put the ball in the end zone the entire game. So I don't understand. This is the second coming. This is the second coming of Mark Mosley. This is the second coming of Mark Mosley, of an MVP kicker in Washington. He's reemerged and come back to life here. This is the second coming of an MVP kicker in Washington. So how we went about, I don't understand it. I don't understand the defense. I don't understand what we were doing there. We did not adjust to anything that they were doing the entire game. And this is 2 games here where we didn't adjust to what the offense was doing. Side note, the Vikings, it looks like the last time I checked, they were putting it on the 49ers. So let's check on that before I finish my sentence and say something that's foolish. But yeah, the Vikings pretty much put it on the 49ers. The 49ers pretty much scored towards the end of the game, but Vikings 2 weeks in a row, they beat us down bad, and then Brock Purdy threw a couple interceptions against them. So that's something to keep an eye on as far as what we think of our team. But the Giants offense did what I expected them to do in this position, which is pretty much most of the time they touched the ball, they made something happen. We had 1 punt, which I think let's take a look. We got time. We got all day. So the Giants got the ball and went straight down the field and scored a touchdown their first drive. Their second drive, they went down the field. They went 3 and out. Or let's see here. Second drive, they got a first down and then went 3 and out. Third drive, they scored a touchdown. Fourth drive, Singletary fumbles. Fifth drive, they go 3 and out. So those are 2 times we punted today. And then we score a touchdown. and then we score another touchdown. So these are 2 times the Giants offense punted today against a horrible defense. So I'm not saying like, oh, they're world beaters, but 2 times we punted and the defense could not get off the field. If the defense got just 1 stop or 2 stops, this Giants offense probably puts up 27 points because they just have the ball more times. But because of that, we're in a messed up position. So I've talked about this defense long enough. Malik Nabers at the end of this game drops the ball. Probably would have won us the game if he caught that. We'd probably go on to win. But listen, man, it happens. It happens. He brought some excitement back to this offense that we haven't had in years. And I thank him for that. And I know he'll be back and he'll be better. So you guys let me know what you thought of this game. I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Man, this is a game that we should have won.